We've been having a pretty deep talk around here today about two opposing governments. In the very beginning of the Bible, God said, "The heavens are my throne and the earth is my footstool." And what he's exposing is there's a king, there's a kingdom, there's territory, and there's language. He spoke words and created. And so I want to talk about the spirit of words for a minute, because when Jesus said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan," your words don't have a place. Your governmental words of darkness don't have a place in my government. You are of your father, the devil. His words, his diabolical language, I think it uses in the Amplified Version. If we ever saw all of our problems just in terms of the spirit of words, sorry, if we ever just understood that there's two opposing kingdoms, there's two opposing kings, there's two opposing territories, there's two royal families, and Satan's royal family is of the words of darkness, and every word has a spirit attached to it. My words are spirit and life. You know, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. How does he do that? Through words. He gets people to get impregnated in a way with his diabolical words and give birth to his government through words. And really, the battle of two kings and two kingdoms is a battle of words. In the beginning was God. You know, he created the heavens and the earth with the spirit of his mouth, with the words of his mouth. Jesus, said that too. I'm thinking of 1 John chapter 1. And I don't have it in front of me, but basically he's saying the same thing, that, my words are spirit and life. The devil's words are spirit and death. And if you ever start having your eyes open to governmental words, the diabolical language of Satan himself that snares us in the spirit of our mind, that snares us with our mouth, that snares us in the meditation of our heart. It's the war of two kingdoms. And so basically, Jesus came to invite us all into the royal family when he came to the earth and spoke words. They're all words of the government of Jesus. That's why when you don't hear words from the Father, my sheep hear my voice. They hear the voice of the king of a kingdom and a government. And my sheep hear my voice. They follow it, the voice of the stranger, the diabolical king with diabolical words. Even Job again says, "Can't you taste your words?" In Job 6, it says that. Jesus said, "Every idle word a man speaks from the government of Satan will be held against him in the day of judgment," because we were willing to give birth to the wrong government. Because everything really is about just two opposing kings, two opposing kingdoms, and each kingdom has its language. One kingdom has words of spirit and life, and the other kingdom has diabolical, crafty, cunning words of deception to kill, steal, and destroy. And we're all representing a king and a kingdom with the words we speak. That's why we can eat our own poison, and we can feed poison to others when we're bitter, critical, offended, unforgiving, prideful, lying. That's all the diabolical language of the devil. And that's exactly what happened with Eve. She heard the words of the Lucifer, who was of the government of darkness, that took her out of the government of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, where she had everything, life on a silver platter. Everything was gold, wonderful, fine, beautiful, peaceful, until she ate words from a king and from a different government. And then she decided to keep secrets. She decided not to care about what Adam thought. She decided not to care about what God thought. She took on another shepherd of another kingdom and ate the diabolical words and the language of that king which contained all the things that God hates in Proverbs 6: divisions, schisms, evil imaginations, living to make God guilty now, right? And maybe even Adam guilty, because her love really went out the window for Adam, right? She should have said, hang on a minute. I'm not sure your words are quite right. I think I want to go have a conversation with my husband before I eat these death apples. Just think about apples being words. We've had some really deep conversations about this, because even pity, bitterness, offenses, I'm better than somebody else, I look down on them. We snare our own soul with words. And there's so many scriptures, it's all through the Bible. It's all through the Bible. And if you ever start to see everything just through the eyes of kingdom glasses, and if you put on kingdom hearing aids and ask the Lord to help you understand diabolical language. I had something really kind of deep happen in a situation where one woman was kind of breathing out lies, and the other woman who she was breathing out lies to had been under a lot of stress, and she was in a very stressful situation. So she didn't quite catch the diabolical language. And, the next day I happened to ask her some questions. Now, tell me again what happened. Even at one point, I don't think I need to go into all the details, but what actually happened in that situation, I wanted to sign off on one woman's side against another woman, kind of. Again, two kings, two kingdoms. The battle's not against people. But I was more inclined to go with the woman who was speaking the diabolical language. Sorry. I live in a place where there's planes. So I was telling one lady about how to do what's right relationally. And I kind of did it in the sense of a teacher with a school. Like, okay, I'm about ready to say some things to you, and it's like, see Jane, run, run Jane, run Spot, run, see Jane, Spot, run, the books we read as little kids. Because when you lose your peace, the Lord's probably trying to talk to you about something that you said that was off, or something somebody else said that was off. Because everything is happening, words are creating, words have creative power. So once I start seeing myself even as somebody's victim, and I start speaking as a victim without understanding kingdoms and kings and representatives of government, spirits of words that come from diabolical language of a kingdom, I'm just making it about a people battle. I don't even see dimensionally the kings, the kingdoms, the rulers, the language. Again, you are of your father, the devil. You love the power of diabolical words. You don't bring your words into the light to see your words for what they are. As Jesus was saying, you're of your father, the devil. His works will you do? What are those works? The works of words. And then what did Satan talk Eve into? Keeping secrets. So, it all goes down that way. It all goes down that way. And I put up a video last night, and if you can't find it, look up this video. And the one, you can hear it a lot better, has like 8 parts, and it's called it's by Ern Baxter. So if you look up Ern Baxter, and I think it's called The Gospel of the Kingdom, or Kingdom. If you use just the word kingdom, the video will come up. I just can't remember what the actual video is called right now. The Kingdom of Heaven or something. It's one of the most anointed talks I've ever heard come out of men's lips, because in this particular setting, there was 5,000 men, and they got taken into the dimension of heaven all together at the same time, took their shoes off, got down on their knees and cried, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, listening to Ern Baxter talk about 2 governments, 2 kings, and the power of words that those 2 kings hold. Kings that have kingdoms, that have people, that have governments, that happen with language. Every king, every kingdom, every area and territory of this world we live in has language, has its own language. So if you can't tell that some demon whispered in your ear to get you to feel sorry for yourself or bitter or critical or offended or unforgiving, that you don't know it's the diabolical language from hell, because we should put away the pointing of the finger in Isaiah 58, you'll do the works and represent the wrong king in the wrong kingdom. So basically, Jesus just gave us an invitation to be part of his royal family and to learn his language and to go to heaven with that royal family and represent that royal family with words. That's why if we're not hiding his words in our heart, we will be sinning against him. If we don't get this day our daily bread to keep us from being unforgiving, we're in deep trouble. If we don't exhort one another daily while it's called a day, because we see the beauty of not having an evil heart of unbelief, we'll just see it as the obligation of that man, that king of that kingdom, just always giving me works to do. It's a privilege, actually, to have friends in your life that you can keep the feast of sincerity and truth, that aren't using the diabolical language of Satan that's coming out of their mouth, because worlds are taken down. Mothers take down their worlds. A woman tears her house down by the very spirit of her mouth. That's how it happens. The wise woman builds her house. How? With the spirit of right words. So I'm going to end this so it's not too long, because ask the Lord to just open your eyes to one thing: the dimension of kings and kingdoms, the very dimension of the spirit of words, and the diabolical language of the devil versus the king that has words that are spirit and life. It'll change your life. You'll be able to glorify God because you'll be thinking the right thoughts. The meditation of your heart will be right, and the words of your mouth will be right. When you see the opposing kingdom of Satan, and every idle word a man speaks will be held against him in the day of judgment, because the Lord never made us to represent Satan's kingdom. And if we tell the truth to ourselves, because we all have the gift of God, we'll know when we're eating junk words, when frogs are flying out of our mouth. It talks about that in the book of Revelations. We'll know when we're singing the song of the devil. We'll know when cunning, crafty deceitfulness is coming out of our mouth, loosing Satan's government, trying to take land and territory for Satan himself. Because every government all throughout time too has been trying to take land. That's exactly Jesus's motive and intention, is to take land for him, to take people to heaven, to be part of his royal family, to speak his language, to live with the king in the kingdom of the Father of light, who speaks words of life and exposes words of darkness, to help people out of the snare of the devil that they've snared themselves with words. Anyway, I just pray this helps somebody today. Amen.